Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the highlights from the 2023 Detroit Auto Show. The first part covered Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Dodge, and Maserati, and today part 2 will look at Jeep. I had planned to do Jeep and Ram together here, but there were just so many Jeeps, 22 vehicles to be exact, that this video will probably be 20 to 30 minutes long just with that brand alone, so I'll have to do a part 3 just for Ram as well. For each Jeep I'll add some commentary about certain features, price points, and power numbers. And new for this video, I'll display the USA sales total for the last year that the vehicle model was available. I know that many viewers on part 1 were fairly disappointed with Dodge and Chrysler at the show, but Jeep is definitely alive and well, selling 684,613 vehicles last year just in the US alone, and they have plenty of updated 2024 models. First, we'll start with the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xe departure concept that's finished in dark harbor blue paint. Jeep always makes one or two of these concepts a year to show off some Jeep performance parts. This one has 17 by 8.5 inch vintage bronze KMC Impact OL wheels, wrapped with 37-inch BF Goodrich tires, a 2-inch lift kit, Bilstein shocks, a custom designed tubular grille guard, new flat fender flares and wheel liners with removable DRL covers, new trail lighting that's being tested by the design team, custom rock rails and JPP tube doors, and Molly panels that attach to the sport bar for more storage capacity. The Napa leather seats are supposed to be a combination of light acorn squash and Carnegie Hall brown, with off-white Serifal stitching. There are also vintage bronze accents on the dark harbor surfaces inside. JPP has added heavy-duty vinyl flooring, door grab handles, and a concept instrument panel accessory to mount phones. So now I figure we'll proceed from cheapest to most expensive for the production vehicles. The Renegade is the least expensive model that Jeep currently offers, and this was the Upland 4x4, spec'd out to be $31,785. It's visually striking with $495 solar yellow paint, and gets 17 by 7 inch glossy black diamond cut wheels with 215/65 R17 all-terrain tires. Inside, this one has the $2,595 Sun and Sound group with a premium audio system and dual pane panoramic sunroof. There's also bronze accent stitching and interior accents, and the 8.4-inch Uconnect 4C system with navigation standard. The engine here is weaker, with a 1.3-liter 4-cylinder with 177 horsepower and 210 pound-feet of torque, meaning a 0 to 60 in 9 seconds, and the quarter mile in 17.1 seconds. Next up is the Compass. This one is the Trailhawk 4x4, the 6th highest trim level out of the 8 offered. This model is supposed to start at $36,000, but optioned out, this one reached $40,125. It focuses on off-road ruggedness with skid plates, red tow hooks, the Jeep Active Drive low 4x4 system with disconnecting rear axle, off-road suspension, and select terrain management system with 5 different modes, including the Trailhawk exclusive Rock mode. Visually, it has a gloss black roof, red hood decal, 17 by 6.5 inch painted black wheels, and a stingray monotone paint job. Inside, the Trailhawk Elite group has been added, which costs $3,235. That adds lots of features like the premium leather trim bucket seats, heated seats and steering wheel, 10.25 inch driver cluster, and 10.1 inch Uconnect 5 display with navigation. Under the hood is a version of the same turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 that's found in the upcoming Dodge Hornet and Alfa Romeo Tonale, but it is a bit different and seems quite a bit less powerful, making 200 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. Now, when I was looking back at the footage, it seems that Jeep brought 2 different Compasses in lieu of a Cherokee, as the Cherokee won't be returning after 2023. This one here is a Compass Limited 4x4, actually 1 trim level below the Trailhawk, 5th best out of 8, but this one has more options on it, so it's $39,735. It's pretty much the same price as the Trailhawk, and does have the Jeep Active Drive low 4x4 system with the disconnecting rear axle and select terrain management system, but it doesn't have the exclusive Rock mode or the off-road suspension. What it does have is an upgraded interior though, to be more premium feeling. First, there's a 2-tone laser blue and black paint job, which is $500 extra. It also has the $3,000 Elite group. That adds 19 by 7.5 inch painted diamond cut aluminum wheels, 235/45 R19 tires, LED headlights and fog lights, and diamond black cladding, sills, fascias, and wheel flares. Most of the features are inside though, with premium leather trim bucket seats, heated front seats and steering wheel, GPS nav, HD radio, and more. And this has the same powertrain as the previous Compass. The Wrangler is typically the next most expensive model that Jeep offers, obviously depending on the trim level. At this show, there were 4 different 2024 Wranglers. First up is the mid-level Willys 2-door, starting at $40,190. I know a lot of people say Willys, but John Willis actually pronounced his name like that, so we'll go with that. This one is finished in $595 high-velocity paint and features 17 by 7.5 inch black wheels with LT 285 70R 17C 33-inch off-road tires. It has a locking rear differential, off-road plus mode, a new black grille, Willys hood decals, 4-wheel drive swing gate decals, rock rails, and LED lights. Inside has 12-way power adjustable front cloth bucket seats for water fording, and a 12.3-inch touchscreen with integrated trail maps including over 200 preloaded trails. This model gets a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6, good for 270 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 6-speed manual. Jeep also brought 2 versions of the Wrangler 4xe. The first is the high-altitude model, meant to be more upscale and less of an off-roader. This one is $67,590. It gets finished in silver zenith and has more standard features like a Dana 44 front axle and Dana 44 HD full float rear axle, locking front and rear diffs, front sway bar disconnect, Gorilla Glass windshield, and body color bumpers, door handles, and mirrors. The wheels are very nice, and I believe it's the only 4xe to offer 20s, with 20 by 8 inch machine painted gray wheels and 275/55 R20 tires. Inside you get the black-green Napa leather seats and upholstery, and the new Uconnect 5 nav with a 12.3-inch touchscreen. As for performance, this has the 2-liter plug-in hybrid electric engine with 3 e-select drive modes, hybrid, electric, and e-save. The downside is a measly 21 miles of electric-only range. Total output is 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. Despite power similar to the 392, performance is down to a 0 to 60 time of 5.5 seconds and the quarter-mile time in 14.1 seconds, which are still pretty good numbers. The top 4xe trim is the Rubicon X, a step up to $71,075 as it sits at the show. It looks amazing in the $595 Sarge Green clear coat, and Jeep took off the doors for an unobstructed view. This one goes back down to the 17 by 7.5 inch machine wheels, with black pockets, and LT 285 70 R17C off-road tires. The interior is similar to the high altitude, with black Napa leather seats instead. There's also a standard trail cam forward-facing off-road camera, and a body color 3-piece hardtop. Otherwise, the features and powertrain are the same as the previous model we went over. The top trim is the Wrangler Rubicon 392. It's only available with 4 doors, and it's the quickest, most powerful Wrangler ever. It's very expensive, starting at $90,500, but this one on screen is $96,380. It's a beautiful machine finished in anvil clear coat, with 17 by 8 inch bronze beadlock capable wheels, 35 inch off-road tires, bronze 392 badges and tow hooks, and an aggressive hood with cold air intake and water separator. It does have the $2,000 8,000 pound factory worn winch on the front end. The inside was redone for 2024 with a new performance steering wheel with paddle shifters, red Napa leather 392 embroidered seats, a new instrument panel, and a new 12.3-inch touchscreen that gets preloaded with trails like the Willys. This one does have the Sky One Touch power top, which cost $3,795. Performance is what you pay for here, with the 6.4-liter Hemi V8 giving you 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. There's also a Dana 44 front axle and Dana 44 HD full-float rear axle, locking front and rear diffs, front sway bar disconnect, a 1.5-inch suspension lift, and a dual-mode exhaust. 0 to 60 is done in 4.2 seconds, with a 12.9-second quarter mile. Now we move on to the next model, the Gladiator, with 3 different versions to check out here. Jeep did reveal the 2024 Gladiator here in Detroit. The Mojave X is a brand new trim. There was actually only just the Mojave last year. Pricing isn't announced yet on the 2024 models, but it should range from $40,000 to $60,000 for the Gladiators. The Mojave X is the only desert-rated Jeep now, with Fox 2.5-inch internal bypass shocks that are tuned for the sand, Fox front hydraulic jounce bumpers, 1-inch front suspension lift for jounce travel, and an off-road plus mode. The truck is finished in hydro blue, and the exterior gets 17-inch machine wheels and 33-inch all-terrain tires. The interior has nice black and green 12-way power adjustable Napa leather seats, with a 9-speaker Alpine audio system and tons of safety features. This Mojave X should be fairly high up in the Gladiator food chain, behind the High Altitude and the Rubicon X. Next up is this Willys model upfitted with an American Expedition Vehicles package. This model is lesser than the Mojave X, but just meant to show off this AEV Upcountry Plus package, which adds 35-inch all-terrain tires, a 2-inch suspension kit, EX front bumper, jack base, JPP flare extensions, ProCal, different non-beadlock wheels, and AEV badges. So Jeep is pairing up with AEV to offer, I believe, 3 different packages on various Jeeps this year. This model also has a black grille with Willys hood, and awesome 4-wheel drive decals on the rear tailgate. The Rubicon X is another new Gladiator, and this is the best one available. This one is done in high velocity paint, and is all about off-road performance. It gets a Rock Track 4x4 full-time transfer case with heavy-duty Dana 44 front and rear axles, and a 4-low ratio. It also has 4.1 front and rear axle ratios, and true lock front and rear locking differentials, with an electronic front sway bar disconnect. The Rubicon X adds new 17x7.5-inch machine wheels, with black pockets and 33-inch tires, as well as the Gladiator Cargo Group standard, which gives you a trail rail system on the pickup box, and a lockable rear underseat storage area, roll-up tonneau cover, exterior 115-volt plug in the box, and 240-amp inverter. The premium interior features 12-way power-adjustable heated Napa leather seats and steering wheel, the 12.3-inch Uconnect 5, and 9 Alpine speakers. To loop all these Gladiators together, they get the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 with 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, with the 6-speed manual transmission standard, or the 8-speed automatic depending on the model. Performance gets as good as 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds, and quarter mile in 15.5 seconds. Next was the Grand Cherokee with another 4 versions to be shown. First we have the 2-row Altitude 4x4 for $48,230. All the Grand Cherokee models can be had with either 2 or 3 rows, and some models are 4x4 only, while some give you the cheaper 4x2 option as well. This Jeep has the Quadra-Track 1 active on-demand 4x4 system, with Jeep Select Terrain giving you 5 settings: Auto, Sport, Rock, Snow, and Mud/Sand, with adaptive electronic damping. This model is finished in the $595 Baltic Grey metallic paint, and has the upgraded 20x8.5-inch gloss black painted aluminum wheels, which are a $1,495 option. There are quite a few nice interior features for the price, like heated leatherette trimmed suede seats, wireless charging pad, remote start, heated leather wrapped steering wheel, Uconnect 5 nav with the 8.4-inch touchscreen, and 110 safety features are available. This model also has the 3.6-liter V6 with 295 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque, and an 8-speed auto. It can tow up to 6,200 pounds and can do 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds with a 15.8-second quarter mile. Stellantis is pushing their EVs so hard that they brought two of their Grand Cherokee 4xEs. The first is the Trailhawk 4xE with a price tag of $65,560. The Trailhawk has a nice hood decal, and Jeep added blue tow hooks and accent badging. The wheels are 18 by 8-inch painted aluminum. The interior has leather trimmed seats with suede inserts and matching blue accent stitching. It's also got the Uconnect 5 nav, but this one has the 10.1-inch touchscreen, and there's the 9-speaker Alpine audio system. Even though it's not a top model, it still has the QuadraDrive 2 active on-demand 4x4 system, the 5-mode select terrain traction management, and the QuadraLift air suspension. This has the same electrified plug-in hybrid as the Wrangler, with 26 miles of all-electric range, and 6,000 pounds of towing still. The other 4xE is a strange one, the Carb State Edition, starting at $67,450. There was a quick order package for the Trailhawk 4xE to add the painted black 18-inch aluminum wheels and the dual-pane panoramic sunroof. But for reasons that I can't explain, in the 15 Carb States, those are no longer available as standalone options, so if you want those features and live in a Carb State, Jeep just made the entire package available for these customers to have access. So this one is essentially a fully loaded Trailhawk without the decal as far as I can tell. It does have a bright white monotone paint job this time around instead of the two-tone look. The other gas Grand Cherokee was the longer L version, which gets the 3 rows instead of 2 and adds $2,000 to the price tag. This is the top model Summit Reserve starting at $71,840, but this one had quite a few options getting it up to $80,300. It's a stunning vehicle beginning with the $595 Velvet Red Pearl Coat two-tone with a black roof. This also has the $1,875 High Altitude package, not to be confused with those trim levels, which adds awesome 21 by 9-inch black wheels, 275/45 R21 XL tires, painted door cladding, neutral gray accents, and gloss black roof rails. The interior features gorgeous Palermo leather Tupelo colored seats, with heated and ventilated front and second rows, and the front seats are 16-way power adjustable with memory and massage. You've also got the Uconnect 5 10.1-inch touchscreen with navigation, 6 USB ports with 2 per row, a 19-speaker Macintosh audio system, and this one had the $2,000 rear seat entertainment group with the Amazon Fire TV built in on dual 10.1-inch screens in the back seats. This Jeep also gets the best available QuadraDrive 2 4x4 system with an electronic limited slip differential and the QuadraLift air suspension with 5 different settings: entry exit, aero, normal, off-road 1, and off-road 2. It was refreshing to finally see a Hemi V8 engine, the 5.7 liter, although if you want it, you have to pay $4,000 for it, as that pesky 3.6 liter V6 is standard even on this trim level. Even worse, the 5.7 liter Hemi is only available on the 3-row versions and not even an option for the regular 2 rows. Output is 357 horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic. That does give a towing of 7,200 pounds and a 0 to 60 in 6.1 seconds with a 14.6 second quarter mile time. Now we can move on to the big SUVs. First, the Jeep Wagoneer. These start as low as $72,000, but this was the Series 3 4x4 with a few options, so it's $83,880 as you see it. This one gets the $645 River Rock paint, which kind of looks different at every angle. It also gets the $6,000 Premium Group, so that adds 22-inch polished aluminum wheels with black noise pockets, 285/45 22 XL tires, roof rail crossbars, and power deployable running boards. The inside is really nice as long as you don't compare it to the Grand Wagoneer models, which are a lot better of course. and this one has global black Napa leather seats, and the premium group has added 19 Macintosh speakers, a cargo shade, luxury floor mats, and a huge tri-pane panoramic sunroof. There's also the $1,395 front passenger interactive display, which is worked into the dash. As for performance, here you've got the 3-liter Hurricane twin-turbo standard output with 420 horsepower and 486 pound-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed automatic. It's tough to find concrete numbers, but this Wagoneer with that engine can do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds, the quarter mile in 14.1 seconds, and the 4x4 version can tow 9,850 pounds. There was also the Wagoneer L, which takes the already sizable Wagoneer platform and adds 7 inches to the wheelbase up to 130 inches and 5 inches in rear body length for a total of 226.7 inches, 1 foot longer than a Wagoneer. L models also add $3,000 in cost. This Wagoneer L is the carbide 4x4, optioned out at $79,175. This is one trim level lower than the Series 3, so just a bit less luxurious. The paint is the $645 Baltic Grey Metallic, and the carbide gives you gloss black accents and a tri-pane panoramic sunroof. This truck has the $1,495 22-inch gloss black painted wheels with 285/45 R22XL tires, possibly my favorite wheel design from the whole show. They just look fantastic. Inside there are black Napa leather seats with smoke accent stitching, and the 10.1-inch Uconnect 5 in the center console. Otherwise, the powertrain is identical to the Wagoneer. Now we can move on to the big bad Grand Wagoneers. They're about $30,000 more than a Wagoneer, but they do add bigger wheels, a more premium interior, a more powerful engine, and 24% more maximum cargo volume, among other things. So first is the Series 3, which costs $110,095. This is the second highest trim level behind the Series 3 Obsidian. It's about as premium as you can get, with an accented black painted roof, tinted glass, and 22-inch polished aluminum wheels with lights out pockets. The interior is extremely luxurious, starting with the fantastic blue agave Palermo leather seats with the massage feature, and those are 24-way power adjustable with heat, ventilation, and memory. I'll get more into the interior features when we look at the Grand Wagoneer L, as I have more footage of that model. This model also ups the ante with the high output version of the 3-liter Hurricane engine instead of the standard output. This is distinguishable in the engine bay, as the high output has silver lettering for the twin turbo rating, while the standard output has black. This engine has 510 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, and the same 8-speed automatic. The performance is really quite amazing for such a heavy vehicle, doing 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds, and the quarter mile in 13.5 seconds. Jeep says the max towing is 9,750 pounds, so it's actually 100 pounds less than the other Hurricane in the Wagoneer. Next is the Series 3 Obsidian. This adds a few thousand to the price tag, up to $112,335. For the extra money, the major difference is the Obsidian Premium Appearance Package, or a blacked out look, with a black onyx grille, black roof rack and badges, and 22-inch polished black wheels. The interior also gets ventilated second row seats and a front console cooler bin, which weren't standard on the Series 3. The final Jeep model for today, vehicle number 22, is the Series 3 Grand Wagoneer L. So this is pretty much the same as the Series 3 that we covered, just longer. There is 7 or 8 passenger configuration, and the L has 44.2 cubic feet of cargo volume behind the third row, which is a 15.8 cubic foot increase compared to a standard Grand Wagoneer. To talk more about the interior, you can find American walnut on some of the surfaces, and a suede wrapped headliner and pillars. These Grand Wagoneers feature a whopping 75 inches of total display area, with 45 inches of front screens, including a 12.3 inch info cluster, 12 inch Uconnect, 10.25 inch lower display, 10.25 inch passenger display, and two 10.1 inch seats in the rear. The Wagoneers had 19 Macintosh speakers, while this one ups it to 23. There's also 4-zone climate control and over 120 standard and available safety and security features. So that's it for part 2 of the 2023 Detroit Auto Show. Hope you enjoyed the recap and getting up close and personal with these beautiful vehicles. If you're looking for Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Dodge, and Maserati, that was done in part 1, link in the top right corner. As I said at the beginning, Ram trucks will be done in part 3 coming out soon. Which was your favorite Jeep, and do you have plans to order any? Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe for all your Mopar content, and I'll see you in the next video.